Welcome to this installment of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News. Today we're talking to three Army veterans here, Jerry Rice, Dennis Anderson, and Mike Bertel. The subject matter today is about stolen valor and military service. Hey, welcome to another installment here of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News. We got a great informational type program today for you. And I've got some very distinguished gentlemen here that known for a while. Haven't interacted much here with Mike, but we're going to get to know each other a little bit today, so sure. That's good. We have Jerry Rice, which was, you used to work for the Vet Center.
Yes.
And
no, I'm involved with Point Man, Vets for Veterans, and I maintain a private practice helping veterans with their post-deployment issues.
Yeah, there you go. And Dennis Anderson, which everybody knows and can't escape, right? It's a good man. And you work now just...
I work at High Desert Medical Group. I tend to veterans issues in the clinic and also do community outreach work with veterans.
Very good. And Mike Bertel, you're with AV Wall,
right?
And Point Man also, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And that's basically your focus in life right now, or?
Yeah, it is. I retired after 42 years of my own business, and yeah, I dedicate a lot of my time now to needy veterans.
So, this is the type of individuals you see here that are making an impact every day in our veterans community here in the Antelope Valley, and why communities across our nation, when it comes to the community level, are so good at what they do, because these gentlemen here and stuff are really invested into our veterans and making sure they get the best care that they can, and making sure that every morning when they wake up, they feel good about themselves, and they want to contribute to society instead of pulling into a shell. So anyway,
it's a fair say that without Jerry Rice or Mike Bertel, that we might never have seen the Antelope Valley Vietnam Wall.
Sure, absolutely.
That we see on the holidays. They really were the nail drivers for getting this very unique memorial built.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that, when we talk about therapy and stuff, the AV Wall is a therapy. It's a therapy in itself.
It
correct?
sure is, right?
Yeah, and when you go out there, and you guys spearheaded that, and if you go out to that event, for anybody that has never gone out to visit that, it's spiritual. It's spiritual,
right.
And you can see the healing, and you can also see some vets use it as a crutch. You know, they look at those names, and by the grace of God, I'm still walking. And but remember the sacrifice of those here on that wall.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I met Mike Bertel at the moving wall that came to Lancaster Park back in 2002. When I first came out as a Vietnam veteran with a makeshift boonie hat with a 4th ID patch on it, and there was Mike Bertel and George Palermo and Captain Bob Evans and other veterans in the community, and they took me in, and I've been a part of Point Man ever since. If it wasn't for meeting Mike and others, I don't know where I'd be, but it was really helpful. And I was already a therapist, and I figured out, well, gosh, I could actually use this to help other veterans. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I had not even considered that. But
yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It was with, you know, meeting him, all of the chain of events that play out, you know.
Yeah. What was the motivation when you saw the moving wall, or what got you fired up to do what you guys did and make your own?
I had a need for myself back in '92. I finally the wheels are falling off, having trouble with family life and the whole deal. Got out of Vietnam in '71, and around 1990s, things just started falling apart. And I met George. In fact, I knew George, but he announced that he was starting a Point Man ministry in Lancaster. So I said, well, what's this about? And he said, well, we just get together and talk about what's going on. And So I did, and I was very quiet for several weeks, and until one day, a guy says, "Yeah, I'm Larry Pratt. I was 101st Airborne." I go, "You were in the 101?" "Yeah." All of a sudden, this connection, and this load came off my shoulders, and oh yeah, there's something here. And so all those years, point man from probably 1991, 1992, up until about maybe 8 years ago, and now George moved out of town, who started point man in Lancaster.
Right.
And he went to Arizona, and I'm the post leader for NL Valley.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's, I think a lot of it probably is out of guilt coming home where my buddies did not.
Right.
And so this just drives me to help guys that are coming back because they know what they've been through and they need help.
Yeah.
And
Point man session on Tuesday evenings over at Antelope Valley College typically lasts about 90 minutes. And during that time, opens with prayer, closes with prayer. People aren't wearing any religion or denomination on their sleeve. We have people of other faith orientations and groups, but everyone shares.
Yeah.
And sometimes they are sharing issues related to trauma. Sometimes they are sharing a joke.
Yes.
Not a Me Too joke, but just, a joke.
Yeah, I know.
And these are things that help people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I should bring up and stuff, you said you're 101st Airborne. You served from
70, 71.
71. Jerry, you were...
Vietnam.
I was assigned to the 4th ID, but attached to the 101st, 3rd of the 506, Easy Company of all things.
Easy Company.
Didn't even know what that meant.
There you
but,
go.
until the movie came out.
Yeah.
And so
Those
we
guys.
have a connection to the 101st. I'm kind of adopted, but I never worked a day for the 4th ID. Things being what they were in Vietnam,
Yeah.
people served in several units,
Yeah.
assigned to a unit and then attached to another. That's how it worked out for me.
Yeah.
Attached to the 101st.
As the lone Air Force guy here, and I've got 3 airborne guys here and stuff, I feel a little outnumbered. I hope I can
Army
do
Day.
this. So,
I was a generic Cold War paratrooper, but I get to say I served with heroes.
there you go.
And
And that's critical. One of a good friend of mine was Dave Gutierrez. He was 101st Airborne. He was at Christ Our Savior United Methodist Church. He was a drummer. Do you remember him?
No, I don't.
And stuff. Very
Sorry.
religious man. He was another airborne guy.
Yeah.
Did he live in Lancaster for a while?
Yeah, he lived up in Leona Valley.
Yeah, I knew Dave. Yeah.
So he's moved out of the area now and things like that. But he would share, how he helped. I think he helped a little bit with Point Man off and on.
Isn't that something? We went to the same church, and I didn't even know he was in the 101.
Yeah, there you go. So, and that's the way it usually goes.
We never talk.
Well, we're here to discuss a certain subject here, so we're going to take a break now. And when we come back, we'll delve into a little of the subject matter, which has become known as stolen valor. And we will try to make sense of that. So we'll be right back here at AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News.
Thank you for joining us for this installment of AV Veterans Talk here at Aerotech News.